Then Lapu held Bulakna by the shoulders. He gazed briefly into eyes of his beloved, who seemed an angel descended to earth, drew her close to his chest, and kissed her face all over, whispering, Bulakna, Bulakna mine, my love, you are the prize and fragrant crown of my life that is full of toil, weariness, and boredom. So si Lapu-Lapu iyang gihagkan ang tibok naong ni Bulakna. So anyway, for today's episode of This Should Be a Tweet, but I made a video out of my book review for Lapu-Lapu, The Conqueror of Magellan. It's a novel. It's a novel by Vicente Gullas, but his has an introduction and annotation by Rachel Mujares, and it's translated from Cebuano by Erlinda K. Alburo. So Bisaya data ni siya, so Cebuano. And it's published by University of San Carlos Press. So mo gini siya ang title sa Bisaya niya. Lapu-Lapu ang nakabuntog kang Magellan. So nakabuntog is Conqueror. So it's published or written in 1938 ni Vicente Gullas. So Vicente Gullas is University of Visayas. I think mo na siya. I read it somewhere in this book. So I got this book from during Cebu Lit Fest last year. So karon pa na ako nabasa. And then I pick up this book because di ba ni eskwela kog MEd Social Studies, and from time to time you will be asked like what it is to be a Filipino or what it is to be Cebuano. So ako ning gipalit nga book with that mindset. With that mindset. Kung unsa man dita pagka, I mean, what it is really to be a Cebuano beyond, lechon and lapu-lapu. So anyway, so the book has actually two parts So ang first niya is introduction. This is the introduction, which is like mura sa tiyag usa ka libro. And I think I don't know, is it written by Rachel Mujares bang introduction? Yeah, a critical introduction by Rachel B. Mujares. So how it is to be Cebuano. So ang first na ko nibawaan is Maritesco. Ang una na ko na is that si Lapu-Lapu ug si Humabon kay Karibal din na sila. Karibal. Kay according to Rachel B. Mujares, karibal sila kay kani sila Lapu-Lapu ang kanang mga trader nga maadto Cebu, iyahamang ko iyahamang piraton or iyahang harangon, so adto ra kutob sa Mactan. So naay how do you call that, rivalry si Lapu-Lapu ug si Humabon. So it's like where's the unity, guys? Where's the unity? But of course Pinoy man ta, there's always the plot twist. Ang usa ka asawa ni Humabon kay igsuon ni Lapu-Lapu. And then the kind ba yung chismis diri. So anyway, so basically there's like, the Cebu versus Lapu-Lapu, Mactan, or I don't know. It's actually gi-refer diri ang Lapu-Lapu or the Mactan Island as Mactan. And then I don't know, as a Cebuan na, I always thought marag upon man gid ako ang Mactan. So they call the taga Lapu-Lapu Mactanon here, but parang ako anyone nga taga Mactan kay tag-upunganon, anyway, never mind. Di na ko i-insert ang ka-wokeness. One of the things nga naka-wonder ko ba anong taas kayo yung intro, and it is because actually the Lapu-Lapu nga gisuwat ni Vicente Gullas, let's just say totally fiction. So I mean, there's one thing totally fiction, okay, I get it, but the thing is medyo discouraging. So every page sa Lapu-Lapu is like mura siya naay naa siya gikontra nga mga hayop. So waray laing gibuhat sila Lapu-Lapu. Every chapter naa siya gika-boxing nga unggoy, tigre, usahay maabot pa siya og unsa ning whale, basta ana siya. And so it's very basically kanang, how do you call this, fiction nga sa Tarzan murag. So actually, sige lang ko ate. So in one of the introduction, sa introduction actually gi-explain nila nga kanang this is probably written during the time nga sikat ang Tarzan nga salida. So mo nang ang pagkasuwat ni Vicente Gullas sa Lapu-Lapu kay mura siya pagkabata niya kay iyang training nagsigig aweg mga kabaw, tigre, whale niya. Ang ihang naminyuan si bulak na to ang ihang naminyuan nga taga Santa Rosa kay murag minyuonon ang taglain nga laki. So naibugman sila Lapu-Lapu, so nag-away sila. Nag-away, nagduel. I don't know if nag-away sila against an animal or silang duha. So anyway, sila Lapu-Lapu nakadaog. So iyang naminyuan si bulak. So si bulak na actually naibugman siya siyang sa Lapu-Lapu. So fair lang. So okay. So okay. Until I think like after one chapter gusto na ako mo give up, but I think to appreciate to give honor, to appreciate our local literature. So akong gipugusog basa, and I don't want to DNF on a book actually until I get to the part about religion. So sa libro na character nga Pedro. Pedro is actually a Spanish nga mura siya gikag somewhere in Malaysia or Indonesia niya. Napadpad siya sa Mactan, and he became one of kanang mentor gali ni Lapu-Lapu. Yun siya niya pagtubo niya on how he views life. So na siya mga input gali nga kanang wala ginawa nga there's the Spanish, how do you call that, worship in this book na murag because of Pedro, this character na himong mold how Lapu-Lapu is, which I highly object. But di man ako nagsuwat. So until this part murag na ako ilabay ang libro because I'll just read it. When Pedro saw that Lapu and Mingming, so Mingming is Lapu-Lapu's sister, were eager and receptive of his statements regarding Bathala, he said, "He who helps and shows pity to his fellow men will also be helped and petted by Jesus Christ, our true Bathala." So si Jesus Christ daw ang true Bathala na to, guys. The snakes, carabaos, crocodiles are not gods. They are lowly animals, lower than man in knowledge. They are animals, often fierce and without decency. When they die, how can they be gods? Since they and their kin don't have reason and nobility, how can they create the world, the earth and the seas like our real Bathala? The true Bathala has our same image. He is our only father, and all of us are his children and brethren. So that's why Mingming, your father, and both you and Lapu-Lapu are always aided by the true Bathala, because you are merciful and helpful. And that's why I am full of praise for your family. Your followers are also considerate and willing to serve. So Lapu-Lapu replied, "Yes, how can the snake, crocodile, and carabao have power as Bathala when they don't have knowledge, are dirty, belligerent, and sometimes would bite and eat humans? Even our own Anito can't bear children and treat everyone as brothers worthy of pity." Pity. Mingming, "Well said, Senor Pedro." So tubag sa si Mingming, "You have to tell father about this true Bathala. I believe in Christ as Bathala and have been praying to him for about 4 years now." Lapu-Lapu also agreed with Mingming's revelation on her new faith. It's not surprising that the ideals of Christ were well planted in the soul and feelings of Lapu and Mingming, and this were well entrenched in their hearts, even if their true and sincere friend, a true son and image of Spain, had not dared to convince Chief Sabtano and everyone else to embrace Christianity. Perhaps because the time, blah 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 blah. So you get the gist. I'm trying to know how it is to be a Cebuano, and then you get this. Nothing against Jesus Christ or Catholic or whatever, but trying to how do you call this? Bash. Gibash ang, how do you call this? Ang atong karaan or atong very old, what is it, faith or religion or whatever. In this book, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Lapu-Lapu, diba? Believe in some animal or this old paganism or something. I mean, it can just be presented. It is what it is in the book, and kanang wala nagalihalo nga blah 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 pangit na inyong kuan because wala ni ayo ng mga animals or whatever. So anyway, so after reading this part, di na ako ganahan, wala na ko lami actually, but I have to, in a way, so mo na siya. It's just weird nga. I'm trying to find how am I as a Cebuano, what it is to be a Cebuano, and then mo na siya nga story akong makuha na si Lapu-Lapu actually, think that somehow Bathala and his paganism or whatever was his old religion is not as good as the whites religion or whatever. So anyway, so after that, it's a series of boxing yan. Nag-away sila o animal sila Lapu-Lapu, and then nanganak so si Bulak na o siya nanganak siya sa Willie niya, na kidnap or nawa ba to something yun basta naabot siya Cebu. Nagkita sila atong anak ni Lapu-Lapu nga angan anak ni Humabon nga anak si Nympha. So anyway, so naaman na karibal. So another part siguro nga okay. So karibal man din na si Lapu-Lapu o si Humabon. So sa pag-abot ni Magellan, diba rejection ni Lapu-Lapu niya, ni ato siya sa Cebu niya. Sa Cebu, so nagkita sila Humabon, and then okay, I'm just gonna read this part because on page 210, Raja Humabon and Raja Zula, who happened to be in Cebu when Spaniards came, were gladdened by Magellan's words. The Cebuano king invited the famous navigator and his soldiers to his house, blah blah blah, and then Cebuanos become Roman Catholics. In the Raja's house, before Humabon, his noble wife, and the leaders of the warriors of Cebu, Magellan tried to convince them to become Christians and be baptized for the redemption of their souls and the prosperity of their community. So wala guys, in one page nahimutang Katoliko, nahimutang Roman Catholic according to this fiction. Ato na yung fiction. So there's also this part na medyo na weirdan lang ko. Most of the Cebuanos also like the egalitarian ways of the soldiers and companions of Magellan. Really? So, even if they were faulty and awkward in pronouncing this, their speech could already be understood. For example, when they utter the Cebuano, "For hungry, let's eat now. Your food and wine are good, but most sweet are your pretty girls." This teasing of the white foreigners and their nightly songs gave much amusement to the Cebuano women. Really? And then there's another line here. But if no lovely white women came, it did not matter because of the many Cebuanas who were lovely, well-behaved, and kind. So, muna siya. Siguro if I read this siguro in 1938 or in 1970, it will not be fine. But karon woke naman ta, woke niya, edgy. So medyo makaulbulag kaspa ang mga kuan. I mean, on one part, di ba happy ka nga, there's Cebuano literature about Lapu-Lapu, blah blah blah, and then you read it and its content is like this. Murag, akong ulo nagliso dun sa akong pag-reconcile, and to think nga, okay, I don't wanna bash the author, I don't wanna kanagaling, separate the artist from his art or something, but can you see like just how he thinks? Yeah, Vicente Gullas like owns, like he's a lawyer daw, according to him, or something like practicing law, and then he owns a school like University of the Visayas, and this is how, like, you have okay, it's probably not right to judge his being based on one book he has written, but you got the idea nga, okay, so there's so may tawag ni mo kanang white I don't want to say it white supremacy, it's too much, but just like how he portrayed paganism, Catholicism, and then the women, and then so anyway, mara to guys, kay taas na kayo, ako ang book review. Yeah, ako lang gihapon mo tanda. So, there. Now I'm wondering like how Rizal Mojares and Erlinda Alburo, like I want to know what they really think, like what's their honest take on how this Lapu-Lapu story is written. But basically it's fiction, but okay, so anyway, di na ako mag-rambol. Okay, bye.